It's very important to note that when this data was taken more than a month ago, there were 13 million Australians in lockdown. Half the country was in lockdown. Since that data was taken more than a month ago, the economy has turned the corner. Business and consumer confidence are both up. Business confidence back to where it was in April. Consumer confidence up now 8 out of the last 9 weeks. Job ads are more than 30% higher than they were at the start of the pandemic and at a 12-year high. $340 billion is now accumulated on household and business balance sheets, money that will be spent as those lockdowns have come to an end and the restrictions have eased. Indeed, consumption in New South Wales and Victoria has been up $150 million a day since those lockdowns have ended. And we've also seen in the most recent economic forecasts from the Reserve Bank of Australia that they've upgraded their economic outlook, where economic growth has gone from being expected to be 4.25% next year to 5.5%. And importantly, the Reserve Bank is expecting unemployment to be below 5% by year end and then to stay in the 4s for some time. Indeed, it would be the first time since the 1970s that we had seen unemployment at a sustained level at that time. So there is good reason to be optimistic and confident about the Australian economy. Our 2 largest states, New South Wales and Victoria, are out of lockdown. Restrictions are easing, businesses are reopening, people are getting back to work, and the economy has turned the corner. Well, the good news is that the restrictions have now eased in Victoria as we've hit those vaccination rates of 70 and now 80% plus. And as a result, businesses need those workers back. So we had always expected and prepared for those emergency payments to come to an end. We set that, I think, at the right level at the 80% vaccination rates, but we also allowed for a 2-week transition period where the payments step down. That is appropriate because the labour force needs to find its right level. When you speak to a lot of businesses today in Melbourne or in Sydney, whether it's hospitality, whether it's construction, mining, in Western Australia and elsewhere, labour force shortages are real. So there are jobs. As I said, job ads are up by 30% on where they were since the start of the pandemic. Those jobs are available and people are taking them now that those restrictions have ended. Any other questions? Sure. Well, we're determined to see it built. And of course, there was a business case that was undertaken and thousands of cars go along that strip every day. This has been welcomed by local community groups. It has been on Vic roads, most dangerous level crossings, and one that should have been removed by the state government a long time ago. Unfortunately for them, the people of Hawthorn have been ignored. Unfortunately for them, the people of Boroondara have been ignored by the state government. We had agreed to put significant funds to make that possible, and we're determined to see it built. It is a dangerous one because it has cars, trains and trams along the same road, and you also would be aware that they've removed other level crossings in the area, so it only makes sense to remove that one as well.